Hello and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omorogbe.
And I am Tyre Salam.
Okay.
Yes,
The big smile on
yesterday,
your face.
just like we, just like we hoped for yesterday, and that's how we're starting off the show on a very, very fantastic note. The Super Eagles of Nigeria soared over the Pharaohs of Egypt in the AFCON Group D opener yesterday in Garoua. Kelechi Iheanacho got the match winner in that one.
It was as if the Nations Cup just started because a whole lot of spark was witnessed in this game, and it's been described as the best game so far in the tournament. But on the other side, defending champions, talking about Algeria, they failed to light up the spark because Sierra Leone caged these guys in a full 90 minutes. So it's ended goalless. We saw the first goalless game in AFCON.
Indeed, surprising result involving the defending champions Algeria. The Desert Foxes they were caged by the Leon Stars of Sierra Leone. Also on the program in the NBA this time around, the Grizzlies are still on a winning streak. They've made it 10 in a row now after defeating the Golden State Warriors in their matchup this morning.
All right, and of course, it's all about AFCON, so we'll get into it right away. All right, we'll be talking about the Super Eagles. But before that, yes, we want viewers to send us an email, talk to us what you feel about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Their performance, was it the best you've seen in the last 4 or 5 years, or maybe the best ever, or just maybe it was a good game for the Super Eagles of Nigeria with the performance of the players and, of course, the technical ability of the coach and the way the players literally caged Mo Salah, who was the same. It wasn't even a game. We're looking for him. We didn't see him. But also tell us how you feel about the victory over the Pharaohs. So we just want to feel that feeling that you're feeling right now this morning.
Talk
Send
to
us
us.
an email. Talk to us.
Sport this morning at channelstv.com. We'll just go cut to the chase now and go straight into the results of the games that were played at AFCON on day 2 and starting day 3. Starting with Nigeria, of course. They're in action against us. Very, very. Cecilia, I'm so happy this morning.
Of course,
and,
you
you
will
can
be.
understand why. Against Egypt, it ended 1-0. Algeria and Sierra Leone ended goalless, while Sudan and Guinea-Bissau also ended goalless. And we're going to have to focus, for obvious reasons, on the Nigeria versus Egypt game. Cecilia,
Yes.
what do you make of all of that yesterday?
All right. Now, it was a heavyweight game, right? We expected sparks. We expected Nigeria and Egypt to actually light up the whole AFCON because everyone has been watching, like, the whole team playing in this Nations Cup. They've been cautious, trying not to lose this opening game. Who really wants to lose the opening game anyway? But what we saw with the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the whole 90 minutes, were on fire all through. And the Egyptians were really lucky not to have conceded up to 4 or 5 goals.
Really?
I mean, yeah, it could have been that because Kelechi Iheanacho had a one-on-one chance that he missed.
Yeah.
Because he saw some online, he saw another chance that were actually missed by the Super Eagles. Of course, the goalkeeper was brilliant.
Yeah, the goalkeeper made a couple of very good saves. One from Taiwo Awoniyi that came off the bar. Second one from Chidera Ejuke. Pretty much a 1v1 situation, even though the angle was against him. So, Cecilia, I thought it was a tactical masterclass from Augustine Egbanvoin. Mo Salah, the star, the danger man for the Egyptians, was clearly targeted by Augustine Egbanvoin. Special treatment for him. And Egbanvoin essentially decided to, nullify Mo Salah and dare the other teammates to do something about it. And luckily for Nigeria, unfortunately for them, Mo Salah's teammates were lacking seriously on the day, and that's why Nigeria is celebrating a fantastic victory over the Pharaohs of Egypt this morning. Special shout out has to go to the goal scorer, Kelechi Iheanacho.
Yes.
He is like the veteran in the side now in the forward options because of all of the
This is
absences.
actually his first appearance at the Nations Cup.
But I mean, in terms of playing
More
with
caps,
the Super Eagles, exactly, compared to Taiwo Awoniyi, Sadiq Umar, Olayinka, the other guys, he's like a veteran there now.
Yeah.
So it was good to see him step up. And what a strike it was as well well taken strike on
Time,
the half volley,
space, man.
and the goalkeeper El Shanawi had no chance whatsoever.
Yeah, I had no chance at all. You're seeing pictures of the captain Ahmed Musa. Well, let's just take a listen to him and other players talking after the game.
Yeah, of course, he's one of the best players in the world. But we have also fantastic defenders, fantastic midfielders. So I think you could see today that they were very sharp on him, and he had almost no chance.
All right. Yeah, you have to respect Salah because he's one of the best players in the world. I watch him every now and then at Liverpool, and he's somebody that I respect as well. So we had a game plan to stop him, and we're successful.
Thank you very much. As you can see, it's a very big achievement because every tournament is good to win the first game. So it's good to have the 3 point in the first game.
Yeah, the captain Ahmed Musa and
Yeah.
Maduka Okoye. Well, he was he relaxed all through. He didn't really have much.
He was on vacation.
Yeah,
He was on vacation.
Yeah, he didn't really
There,
have
there was
much
only one
to worry
time, one
about,
chance where Mo Salah went through a 1v1, and luckily Mo Salah miscued his shot, and that's how Maduka was able to save with his foot. So that was the only really dangerous moment that the Super Eagles faced against the Egyptians. They has to be said the Egyptians were very underwhelming. They were really bad, especially in the first half. First half, I didn't understand what they were trying to do. A lot of the times they had possession of the ball, didn't do much with it. That's what you call sterile possession because they didn't achieve much. They have the ball, pass,
Possession
and they
and
go
then
long,
nothing, yeah.
they lose the ball. The Spikers come again, put them under pressure, create chances. Moses Simon, special shout out to him as well too. I thought it was very good.
Yeah, he was good.
If only
He was my man of the match.
if only his delivery was was better.
More clinical. Yeah.
Exactly. We'll be talking about a very good player on our hands. But it doesn't take anything away from his performance against the Egyptians. He kept on beating his man 1v1 over and over again, and that wasn't a surprise that the goal came from that
From that
side.
angle, yeah, it was expected because
mm.
I thought what Austin Egovan told the players. I mean, after everything, what he said was that he told them, okay, you know what, shut out Salah, and of course, do not allow them time on the ball, put them under pressure, and each time they kept doing that. You see that the Egyptians were losing the ball. They didn't even have time, to really create anything because the Eagles were always on them. And that's what I love, that high pressure football.
Yeah.
Just put them there and then they can really do anything. So that's why they were really underwhelming on the night. So it was Super Eagles that made them underwhelming, not that it was a poor night for
No, I think it's a combination of both. It's a combination of both. That's the way football is. You can never discount what the other team has to offer on the day as well. Too fantastic. That's why I called it the tactical masterclass from Augustin Eguavoin. Shout out Salah. Well done. Umero, what's his name? The captain, Ekong, Zaidou Sanusi. Zaidou Sanusi as well too. They did a number on Mo Salah. He couldn't do anything. And like I said, it was now left on the teammates of Mo Salah to do something about it. But unfortunately, they were lacking in quality. They couldn't deal with the pressure.
The player was caged, and so they couldn't deal with the pressure coming from the Super Eagles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but on a normal day, if it was a side that is really heavy on quality, they would find a way around Nigeria's press, Nigeria's pressure, and perhaps try and help their star player, be more effective in the game. But it wasn't meant to be. Nigeria definitely the better side. Controlled the game without having all of the possession. That's how you do it. It's not about just having 60% of the possession and not doing anything with it. Nigeria controlled that game from start to finish without having a lion's share.
That's why I felt that the possession that was displayed after the game by CAF was actually a bit shaky.
Nah, come on.
All right?
Yeah, they're not going to mess that up. I don't think so. But who cares about the possession when you had more shots, you created the better chances.
That's it.
So who cares about possession?
That's it.
Yeah, they can keep that.
Yeah, they keep it. Favor Etwa is going to join us now, a sport journalist with Wazobia FM from Port Harcourt. Tell us how he's feeling this morning about the Super Eagles of Nigeria performance. And I know so many pundits have been talking about this is the best performance they've seen with the Eagles for a very long time. Favor, what's your own opinion about this? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Cecilia. Good morning, Tayo.
Good morning.
I would say it's like independent for Nigeria. It's been a while we've had this kind of performance. I know many Nigerians are saying we've been grinding our results in the past few years, but I must say we've been grinding results, but we've not been excited about the results, how the team played. Yesterday, for the first time in a long while, we saw players played in their rightful position, especially for Moses Simon, who before now under Genotro has been played in the wing back position. So we get him do more of the defensive work than more of attacking. But yesterday we saw Moses Simon being played on the left wing, and definitely his name
Oh, okay.
came to the party, of course, biblically of Egypt. So I don't know before now. So and
All right.
looking at, of course, okay, looking at what, of course, the team played yesterday, we witnessed that they were spirited. They had a game plan. They followed the game plan. And one thing about Egypt, before the game, a lot of persons are already talking about Mohamed Salah. Even before the match, pre-match press conference, we hear questions being asked about Salah. And trust me, Salah was isolated. He's one man that would, if he doesn't get the services from his players, you have nothing to worry about him. And that was what the Super Eagles did yesterday. Prevent him from getting the ball. I mean, an Egyptian side, as big as the squad is, they had just one shot on target in 70 minutes. It shows you the work done by the team. I wouldn't want to just put it on just the midfielders. I think it's a collective effort with the way they respond after losing the ball. You can see the players, the moment they're not with the ball, three players are just trying to get the ball from the Egyptians. And we saw them moving all together up front, and they're getting something done. Yes, they missed a plethora of chances, but you might also want to say that they were composed, they were compact, and they had a game plan. Kudos to Austin Babon. People now call him in Nigeria here a good ball. That's brought something different. So some form of refreshing and the Super Eagles of Nigeria, which have been missing in the past few years. And I only hope it can get better. And for Kelechi Iheanacho, first tournament for him, debut goal also for him. I mean, this was somebody who was shut out in 2019, heading to the Nations Cup in Egypt. He got into this team, playing with his man, Taiwo Awoniyi, who they both played together in 2013 at the Under-17 World Cup. And we could see the chemistry between the two of them. Missy, although Taiwo Awoniyi should have gotten some goals yesterday, but he missed. They should have no time for El Shenawi, who was wonderful also. Denied Taiwo Awoniyi, also denied Chidera Ejuke on two occasions to keep them out. I want to say that the Super Eagles have shown that they can actually play better than what we've seen over time. No, we've always heard that the average players, they can't do more than what they have. But we saw yesterday that they can come up against the big teams in Africa and then bring out their A game. So it's I want to also congratulate them. And I think Nigerians now looking forward to what to expect. They're not dreaming also of winning the title in Cameroon.
Interesting. I mean, there have been talks about Chukwueze, that he wasn't really in the game yesterday. What do you think happened to him, really? Of course, he's also making his debut, right?
Yes, Chukwueze is not making his debut though, but of course we had 5 players who made a debut yesterday. Zaidu was one of them. Maduka Okoye. We had the man, of course, Kelechi Iheanacho, Taiwo Awoniyi, not forgetting our report. These are the players that started yesterday's game and made a debut from the start. Talking about Samuel Chukwueze, I think coming into this game, he's one of the players you would want to think that would impress. Maybe that's also got him under pressure to live up to expectation, because we could see that the moment he gets the ball, trying to do a lot with the ball, and or maybe it was Moses Simon who was just fantastic on the day, on the night, and not allowing, making, Chukwueze, I won't say, had a poor game yesterday. He didn't come into the party at all. The right wing was just like, who utilized the right wing was Olaina, who played from the right back position. So Samuel Chukwueze, I think he can get better. We know him as somebody who can actually do stuff for Nigeria. But maybe because, of course, the stage he was put into yesterday was the stage he is expected to perform, and that really got him under pressure. So going forward, I don't know, maybe we can have some expectations from there. Or Elio Yekuri is on the bench. We also saw Chidera Ejuke, who came in yesterday and added some sparks, even though his final balls are not on point. So Samuel Chukwueze did live up to expectation. Aside him, I would want to also commend Aribo. Aribo was fantastic. We've seen Aribo play so well for Rangers, and we've been asking questions. When are we going to have this replication of Aribo in the Super Eagles of Nigeria? He came in yesterday in a big match. Joseph Ayodele Aribo lived up to expectation. He was very, very wonderful. He was tactical. He knew where to be at the right time. Every of his balls was connecting, and he partnered so well with Oyendidi, who was also the engine room in the Super Eagles team. He was able to silence Mohamed Elneny, who was also in the midfield, and not even allowing the passes to Mohamed Salah yesterday. So it was a whole good performance. You could see that everyone knew what they ought to do on the field. And, Coach Augustine Eguavon did, he was right in a hurry to make substitutions, if not for the injury to Kenneth Omero in the second half. The team was compact. Manuka Okoyo, I think he went to Dubai yesterday only to come back to save that Salah's miss hit, because he had little or nothing to do in that game except for the Salah's miss hit he saved in the last 20 minutes of the game. All in all, we had opportunity to have scored more goals, which of course I think the team needs to work on that, because when you play against quality side like Egypt or maybe Algeria, you don't miss chances like that because it might come back to hurt you, which of course I know the technical will be working upon going into their next game. It's a very, very good one. For the first time in this tournament, we saw an interesting game. We saw a game that was filled with intent compared to what we've been seeing, where teams have struggled. Algeria struggled in that game. Yes, they missed a couple of chances, but the Super Eagles against all odds were able to cage the Egyptians. I mean, yes, you want to say, the Super Eagles, over time, they got players, they got this, but coming into that game on paper, so many persons thought it was going to be difficult, and that the worst would have come out with was a draw. But they took the game to them. They didn't allow the Egyptians to settle. They didn't allow them to play their game, and that was what they did, yesterday to avoid, getting caught on the break or something. But Mohamed Salah, of course, we know what he can do. The moment he gets the ball on the left leg, he's looking for space to shoot. That did not happen. You see the players in the defense throwing their bodies on the ball to block the shot from coming from the Egyptians. So all in all, Moses Simon, for me, was fantastic. I will still keep on talking about this chance. Though on the final thought, should have done better in some of his crosses, but mesmerizing the defense in the left wing was something we saw from him yesterday. And we're asking, I mean, in the last few years, how come he's always been playing from the wing back position? How come he's always been asked to do more of the defending work? Meanwhile, in north of France, he's always attacking.
All right, complete team performance from Nigeria, one game at a time. Let's hear from Kelechi Iheanacho, who's the star, who scored the winning goal in that game. He's one of the veterans in the side now when it comes to the attacking options, and this is what he had to say after the game. Says it was a challenge for me, and we put in a lot of effort and got 3 points. We're happy with that. We have to do more in the next 2 matches, and hopefully we can win both games. That's going to be against Guinea-Bissau and Sudan. Nigeria expected to get the points in that game to advance into the round of 16. Let's go to the other camp now. That's the Egyptian camp. Carlos Queiroz has been talking about that game against Nigeria. Obviously, very disappointed that the Pharaohs could not get 3 points against the Super Eagles.
Side, we start well, but suddenly we start to lose the control of the game. And the first half of Nigeria was really good. They play better than us, and they deserve to score the first half. And it is scandalous. It is scandalous for one referee, and special the VAR, close the eyes to the penalty against Israel. It is scandalous.
Scandalous. Carlos Queiroz, obviously, visibly unhappy with Egypt not getting a penalty in that game against Nigeria. But it is what it is. The game is over now. They're going to have to focus on their next match. As it is, the Egyptians are bottom of the group with no points. That's after Guinea-Bissau and Sudan played out a goalless draw. We need to go on a break now. We'll come back, continue our build up to the other games at the AFCON. Later on today is going to be Tunisia. The Carthage Eagles taking on the Malians. The Malians are Eagles as well, so we'll see who's going to be flying highest later today. Join us again. Welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Onoma Peel now joins us. Of course, he's got a big smile on his face as well, too, because Super Eagles, that's the effect they're having on a lot of Nigerians this morning.
Yeah, we have to smile. It's a win against Egypt. I think I was not part of those who felt like Nigeria would not win this one.
Oh, you weren't?
I and
Oh,
also
okay.
So the performance was also actually good, not just the result. The performance was good.
All right, interesting. Performance are definitely good for Nigeria. Let's move on with the show now. Let's talk about games that will go down today at the AFCON, starting with Tunisia taking on Mali. That promises to be a very exciting game indeed. There's also Mauritania taking on Gambia, as well as Equatorial Guinea versus Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire going into that game as a favorite. Let's start with Tunisia versus Mali. Onome.
Well, I think you expect this one to be close, like we've seen with other matches at the AFCON. It feels like every team is still trying to find their foot, especially scoring. It's still being cagey, no explosive targets. It's only the game between Cameroon and Burkina Faso we've seen over 2 goals. All has been just 1-1-1 goals. I call it the binary AFCON, ones and zeros. That's how it is right now. But hopefully things start opening up. But I don't think it's going to be with the Tunisia-Mali match. It's going to be cagey at best. Tunisia would want to, go out there and put its strong foot forward. But Mali would also is very tough opposition at the AFCON. They might not go far so much at the AFCON, but then they have always a very troublesome team to play against. I expect that one to be close. And then we're looking at the other games too. I don't really see goals happening so much today at the AFCON. I really don't.
So we're expecting another binary affair. Right. All right, we'll see how it pans out. Cecilia, for Mali, there's this guy who's highly rated. A lot of people looking forward to seeing him play, Amadou Haidara. For Leipzig in the Bundesliga. One of the, those players fans are looking forward to watching. We'll see if he can actually have an effect for Mali in that game against Tunisia. For Cote d'Ivoire, you don't think Cote d'Ivoire have what it takes to absolutely wipe the floor with Equatorial Guinea? Look at all the star players, Nicolas Pepe, Maxwell Cornet,
We expected the same thing from Senegal and Algeria in their respective games, didn't we? But then the goals didn't come through. I think if you look at Cote d'Ivoire also, they've lacked the kind of cohesion you've seen from previous squad, especially the ones that went on to win the AFCON right then in 2015. I don't think this is that squad yet. They might have names here and there.
They have names.
As a group, collectively, you really doubt what they are going to put out there, the output from them. So they might still find it very difficult. We saw them at the last AFCON in 2019 when Pepe and the likes were there, but they were not a side that you were excited watching. Hopefully, they've improved a bit in recent games that they've played in. We saw them do some things that they World Cup qualifiers right there. But I still don't think that, they'll have flying strikers. But Halle, look at Halle, who had a great time with Ajax right there, the Champions League. So going forward with that man, maybe this might just be the game that might have 2 goals there. But I still go with my previous prediction that we'll not see so many goals today. But then they can prove me wrong.
Interesting, because they are all opening games, right? Every team will just want to be cautious. We still have Favor and Zoom with us before we let him go. Favor, Tunisia, Mali, it's going to be another KG game. That's according to Onome Appeal. Do you agree with him?
Yes, I agree with Onome. KG game for Tunisia, Mali. I think it's going to be like what we saw Morocco, Ghana, where, of course, we thought it was going to be a game filled with goals, but we saw what happened. Not until the 9 minutes of the game where we actually saw a goal. And I also want to liken it to the game between Nigeria and Egypt, where, of course, because both teams, Tunisia and Mali, want to be very careful. They will not want to push more men and then leave their back line because they know that both teams can actually punish themselves. I think the game will probably be same goals would be the last game, Equatorial Guinea and Cote d'Ivoire. I mean, yes, Cote d'Ivoire have not been the team with those you do that as the past few years, but I think this tournament with the players firing on all cylinders. When you talk about Allah, you talk about with Zaha, I think they will come into the party against Equatorial Guinea. They've had the opportunity to watch some games in the tournament, have seen how games that pan out. So they want to correct the mistakes and not allow, say, the Senegal other teams. So I think they've learned from their other and their counterparts. So I think they'll be bringing their A game in this particular. But Tunisia, Mali, it's going to be very, very tight. If there's going to be a goal, it's going to be a cross-goal difference, maybe +1, for the both sides. But the middle game, Gambia, Mauritania, I see that game as a draw. It might not produce goals. It might just be a goalless draw or maybe a 1-1 draw.
All right, Favor, one, thank you so much for taking our time to talk with us this morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Favor. All right, guys, before we leave the AFCON, Cecilia and Onome, let's quickly just touch on Algeria and Sierra Leone. How did Algeria end up drawing that game with all of the chances that they had. Slimani, Ben Rama at the end of the game. Mahrez as well.
Yeah, had a very good shot. I thought that goal would have gone in, but it did not. But I think these things happen at the AFCON. We've seen that a whole lot. I think Senegal also had chances. They couldn't put it away. Even Guinea-Bissau, who have not scored in 5 AFCON matches, had a chance to win via penalties. They also could not score from the penalty spot.
So from the rebound as well.
Exactly. So it's not really easy getting goals right now. But are we really surprised? I think at previous AFCONs, we've not really seen so many goals. We've had situations where the highest goal scorers have been 3 or 4. So I'm not really that surprised, because you have a situation going into the tournament where this squad really had very few time to prepare going in. We saw the Nigerian camp, as at 1st of January, we didn't have up to 15 players in camp yet for the Super Eagles. So there's been very little time to work with. The Super Eagles had only 1 warm-up game into this one. Some teams did not really have any warm-up game.
Practice match.
Exactly. Well, practice match, if you put it that way. So I think the squad is not really... that attacking edge is not there yet. You need the team to be rolling. But as tournament goes on, I think we'll see more goals coming in. You see teams playing with a bit more fluidity than we've seen right now. Things are still very cagey at this point.
Which is understandable. Slimani, Yassin, Brahimi missed a very glorious chances for Algeria. But for Sierra Leone, it's a fantastic point for them. We're going to get the post-match thoughts now from their defender. Someone was very familiar, but a lot of people are surprised to see playing for Sierra Leone at this point in his career. Let's listen now to Stephen Calker.
Tough game. You know, Algeria is a top nation. They're the reigning champions. I think most people have them down for favourites for this competition as well. So for us, we knew it would be a tough game, but I think we battled really well. We defended really well. And I think first half, we also had some good chances. So overall, we're happy. It's 1 point. It's our first point in 25 years in AFCON. So there's plenty to smile about, but the job's not done. So we're going to go home and prepare for Ivory Coast.
Welcome back to Channel Sports this morning. Time to talk about the Nigeria Women's Professional Football League NWFL Premiership games will return today. We have the fixtures for you, and we're going to take a look at them now before we go into the analysis of some of those games. Cecilia, Rivers Angels will be in action,
Obviously.
and of course we're expecting them to be victorious. But before we get to Rivers Angels, there's going to be Edo Queens versus Nasarawa Amazons. There's also Adamawa Queens who will be taking on Confluence Queens, while Oshun Babes versus Pelican Stars is also on offer later today. While in Group B,
Bayelsa Queens and Royal Queens. You also have Sunshine Queens and FC Robo, Rivers Angels, and of course Abia Angels will also be in action. Rivers Angels, defending champions, they've won 2 of the last game and also drawing 1, so they're top of that particular group. That's just match day 4, but you expect more explosive games. For Abia Warriors, because so what happened to them when they came to Lagos, they couldn't win, and of course they just had 1 draw this season, so it's not been a good one for them. FC Robo Queens, yes, against Sunshine Queens, you have lost 2 of their last games so far, so it simply means that maybe FC Robo might just nick this one, and they've had just 1 loss this season against, of course, Rivers Angels. For Bayelsa Queens and Royal Queens, that's going to be another cracker, because for Bayelsa Queens, well, yes, that win they had away at Sunshine Queens also would be something that will boost their morale. For Royal Queens, well, they've not really been spectacular so far this season. But then Bayelsa Queens, you expect them to win it. But for Royal Queens, they have a new coach, Ogbonna White, so maybe he wants to turn things around for the team.
perhaps new manager bounce right
maybe.
there.
That could
We'll
just
see
happen
if he
today.
works in his parts. But the NWFL on there.
Great to see our league in. Sometimes, I think in time past, whenever there's an AFCON, the MPFL is actually on break, the NWFL is on break, but we're already behind schedule with the calendar. The league season not starting in very good. So let's continue things out there. We see the AFCON on TV, and then fans still get to go to the stadiums to see matches. It's actually pretty good. But I would love to see this standard of football continue to grow, especially on the women's side of things. We saw the first edition of the CAF Women's Champions League happen. our side did not have a very good outing right there. So if the standard grows right there, I think it's going to translate on how we do well on the continent, and how about, you know, regularly playing. I think in time past, maybe that's what has affected the growth of women's football. The fact that the league has been truncated, we don't have that regular football coming in and out. But once we have this going on right now, season by season, I think the quality will keep improving.
You're spot on right there. Quality obviously will keep improving if we'll keep having that. They are back from break. They were on Christmas break, and then the league returns today, and of course 6 games across the country. So expecting some explosive games. I don't know if we have a Vivian Ikechukwu's talking for ahead of Rivers Angels game against Abia Angels today. If we don't have that, we'll just move on. Rivers Angels just them training ahead of the Abia Angels games that will be playing today, having won 2 of their last game and drawn 1. All right, let's listen to Vivian Ikechukwu, one of the strikers for Rivers Angels, talking ahead of this game.
Last year's experience was tough. Start of the league down to this present moment, and I really want to thank God Almighty for putting us on top of the table, because it has not been easy. Knowing what to expect, what is at stake as well. Every other team is trying to come up because of the CAF involvement. So I really want to thank God, and I want to thank the team, my girls, their efforts and contribution towards the position we have right now. And now that we have resumed, we want to maintain that point. We still want to remain the same on the table and take that into the Super 6, win the league, and go back to CAF to represent the country.
Yes, win the league and go back and represent Nigeria. Hopefully they can put on a better performance this time around when they win the league and able to represent Nigeria. Not just winning the league, you're going to play some zonal qualifiers before you get into the Champions League. Or maybe this time around, CAF will decide to have more teams to play, because the last time it was just 8 across the whole continent of Africa.
So, Sila, you said when they win. I thought you would have said if they win. Okay, maybe you know something we don't know. And,
the confidence level coming from Vivian is actually affecting me.
The modern day.
Anyways. The confidence level from her. That's what is affecting me.
They are arguably the best side.
You could tell that heads and shoulders above most of the teams there. So you can understand why she's putting her hats in for them to say, you know what, 3 points already in the bag for them.
All right, guys, let's move on with the show. Still talking football, but let's go to England. There's a big match tonight in the Carabao Cup semi-final. Second leg, Chelsea versus Tottenham. Tottenham with a 2-0 deficit to try and overcome later tonight. I thought Tottenham were very lucky to concede just 2 goals in that first leg. Chelsea should have scored a lot more, 4 or 5 perhaps. But with 2-0, they're still in the tie. It's not yet over. What do you think this Tottenham side can actually overcome a 2-0 deficit against Chelsea?
It will be very, very difficult, because we saw what happened in the first leg. Even Conte was very, very disappointed with the way the guys played. I think if they've played the way they played against Liverpool, where they got that 2-2 draw at home, I think we would have seen a different atmosphere in that first leg. But Chelsea rolled over them, because Tottenham never really upped their game from start to finish. Chelsea got those 2 goals in the first half. Fine, you could say very unlucky circumstances for them, you know, the own goal and all that, but still, you do your job well, take your chances, and you get the goals. Tottenham never really raised their head up. And you look at the set of crop of players who we've talked about and said, oh, lots of talents, never won the title or any title over time. The last title they won was in 2008 when the Ramos, also the EFL Cup. But they don't look like they really want to get a trophy for themselves. They don't look
the
like
players,
so.
Right?
Yes, the players, because the manager will do the job off the field. You have to go on the field of play and put in the work. You have to put in the work. And I didn't see the work in that first leg from them.
I see what you're saying in terms of the players, but don't you think it's a cultural thing now? Tottenham, right from the top down, they don't look like they're ambitious enough. I mean, you saw Daniel Levy sacking the manager a few days before a cup final. That's not a sign of a team that wants to end a trophy drought. Yeah,
well, I think you could say it was just ripping out the Band-Aid immediately. Like, you know what, let's just rip it out and try and
Why would you do that? You rather not try and win?
And
anyways,
also, like you said,
he
could have just felt that, you know what, there's no way I saw this man beating Man City in that final.
So you had to try with Ryan Mason.
It's a cup final.
Come on, anything
can happen for him to win to lose a final.
It shows how much faith was lost in him completely. No more faith in him. But how ambitious can you be?
That's the most bizarre decision I've ever seen.
You could say so.
Top flight football.
But then if you look at what he has done going forward, I think you can't show any more ambition than bringing in Conte, who has won a league title in England and also just won the Serie A in Italy. That is very, very ambitious. Now he's in here. They showed ambition by keeping Kane. He wants to leave. You keep your best player. That's also some level of ambition. He's right there. And right now, Kane is not, we don't hear any more grumbles, but I feel bad for Spurs that leading into this match where they really need to win, there's been a lot of talk off the field and has to do with Dombele's exit or whereabouts. And I think Conte has been trying to field off questions about Dombele when he should be focusing on how exactly the guys are going to play on the game. But I really want Spurs to step it up, get that early goal in today. I think set it up for a very, very good second leg. Let it be very, very exciting, exactly. Don't just give Chelsea a straight path into the final.
Might just happen again.
And we'll see, we'll see. Anyways, you've already talked about all of the talks about the January transfer window. Antonio Conte has been speaking about his chances of actually signing new players to bolster the squad so they can challenge for their goals this season. We're going to listen to Antonio Conte as well as Thomas Tuchel speaking ahead of tonight's game.
I spoke with the club and I had my thoughts about the situation, and I think this is the most important thing. Then the club has to decide the best way to go, and I don't have expectations, and I'm a coach, and I know that we have to solve many problems, and for me, in this moment, the best possible way is to try to get out the best of my players and to improve the squad. I think that now, in this moment, this is the only way that I can go to try to improve the situation, to try to improve the squad.
It can happen. We had one false test in Wolverhampton, one false result of a test sent Jorginho straight home. I know what you mean. At some point, yeah. I mean, it's like games were postponed. When we arrived in Wolverhampton, we thought that we have a big case, and we had actually seven positive that were positive. So we thought like we could also have like the possibility to maybe postpone one match. But decisions were taken. You know my opinion about it, but I will not comment on other clubs situations.
As Thomas Tuchel speaking ahead of today's game against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup semi-final. 2-0 lead for the Blues, and they'll be looking to advance into the final later tonight. Let's move on with the show. Now let's quickly talk about the NBA and tell you about the games that went down this morning. Just 6 games for you, starting with the OKC Thunder against the Washington Wizards. It was Washington that prevailed 122 to 118 in that particular game. The Raptors were also in action against the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix won 99 to 95, while the Golden State Warriors lost against the Memphis Grizzlies 116 to 108. That was our feature match on the show. Elsewhere, there were wins for the New Orleans Pelicans, the Chicago Bulls, as well as the LA Clippers. Let's focus quickly on the Warriors and the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are on fire, 10 wins in a row. It doesn't look like they're going to be losing any time soon or at the moment. And they're being led by Ja Morant, who should be an all-star this season, definitely.
Looking like he has been here for a very, very long time. And I think he's playing so well. I remember when he had an injury, the Grizzlies were actually getting wins here and there. And then he came back. His performances were not too good, and they were losing games, and the fans were kind of turning down on him, saying, what's going on? You were not around, we're doing well. The bulls were happening. And he went on social media to say, you know what, I'm going to stay off this pitch for a while. If you have my number, call me. And it feels like after then, he's channeled all of that on court, and he has been doing so well. You could say maybe the best point guard in the league this season aside Steph Curry. Some will argue that he's actually better than Steph Curry. Some will argue because if you look at the player index efficiency, he's actually topping all the guards in the league right now. Find him, you're getting more points than him. Trae Young, averaging more points per game than him. He's averaging about 24 points per game, but still, whatever he contributes to other facets of the game, assist, rebound, and all that is actually so good. You saw the block against the Lakers at the weekend.
Yes.
You saw, so
Awesome.
you could see things like that,
Yeah.
how he actually contributes defensively. It was very worrying for them going into this game this morning. The last team that beat them before the 9-game win streak was the Warriors on December 23rd.
Yeah.
But they went there, did their job well, making it 10-game win streak. Never happened in the franchise before. Ja Morant's doing so well. Thumbs up to the likes of Tyus Jones, who made 5 3-pointers this morning off the bench, making 17 points. Desmond Bain actually has been doing so well for the team so far.
Yeah.
I think this franchise might continue to grow. Their coaches, they've had 2 coaches in and out of health and safety protocol, but the man right there is still leading them on. We really can't look beyond this Grizzlies team now. They're 4th in the Western Conference.
Yes.
The question is, how far can they go?
29 and 14. 29 and 14.
Yeah.
That's a very impressive record midway through the season. We need to go on a break right about now. When we come back, we'll be listening to the post-game thoughts of Ja Morant. We're also still tracking the comeback of Klay Thompson. He played the second game of the season for the Warriors. He finished with just 14 points on the night. We'll listen to those 2 players after this break. Join us again. It's all about trusting the process, keep putting in the work in. Klay Thompson, second game back, 14 points, 5 of 13 from the field. He's obviously not satisfied with his performance.
No, he can't be. He's not at the level he used to be at.
Exactly.
Then we understand that 2 years away from the game, he's going to gradually come in. But I like what they're doing. Let's get him in so that by the time it's a playoff, he's hot and sizzling at that point in time. So let him keep going, giving him minutes he deserves right now. He keeps playing. Draymond Green is not playing in, so he gets to be more involved in the game. But I think he's going to improve over time, and you get to see the Splash Brothers back in action.
I can't wait. I've been waiting for that for a long time.
Let's take a look at the top performers, Cecilia, before we go to the males. Loads of males, of course, because Nigeria won. Aaron Gordon, 30 points, 12 rebounds, and 1 assist for Denver in their game against the Clippers. They lost, unfortunately. Next up is Brandon Ingram. He scored 33 points, grabbed 4 rebounds, and dished out 9 assists. And last but not the least is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 32, 3, and 8 for the OKC Thunder.
All right, there's loads of mails. I don't know how many I'll be able to read, but I'll just try as much as possible to read as many as I can as time permits. Now, this one is coming from SD Nagudu. He says, it wasn't wow, yeah, that's the expression. It was an outstanding performance. This is the kind of Super Eagles we have been expecting in the last 5 years of Roy's regime. Very composed, very entertaining, and playing as a team. Honestly speaking, it was fun watching the team playing like a club side yesterday. The team need to do more in their next matches, especially in their finishing. We have a couple of chances wasted. The coach should work on that because wasting chances sometimes come back to haunt you. Congratulations to Super Eagles. Keep flying. And Boko Makai says, the best of Super Eagles I have seen over the years since we lost our taste. All thanks to Aribo Ndidi for disbalancing Egyptians midfield. We expect more from them. Congratulations, guys. This is coming from Idou Akindele. It says, it was a world-class game. Awoni will still bounce back as the tournament progresses. Isaac Success told Raw that Sienna just plays best as a supporting striker, but he did not listen to him. Egwavon used him in his best position, and it worked out. They should not relent, be purposeful, mass attack, mass defense. Nothing stops us from carrying the cup. For me, we don't need foreign coach. We all saw Nigerianism in all on the crew bench. Okay, that's a new phrase now, Nigerianism.
Cecilia, I've got this one from Tyler Lu.
Yeah.
He says, football is coming home. Interesting. Up Eagles, well done to the guys and well played Nigeria. This is a positive start for the country. Powerful statement of intent. However, a note of caution, the coach, Austin Egwavon, should impress on the team not to be selfish, play to shine, attitude of the old should stop. Okay, I think your message, we get it right there. Cecilia, more messages.
Okay, Ayomike says, I'm convinced we haven't done badly. Going down memory lane, the Egyptians are great record holders, scoring the earliest goal of the tournament of Tunisia 94, but we have come of age and having had a supremacy tilt come our way. We must now go forth to sustain momentum. We have a tradition to protect, and the time is now. We must mellow down. There's an assignment, and we must not be deterred. God bless Nigeria. Okay. Abiodun says, very happy to see my Eagles soar again. The last time I saw this kind of fantastic game being played by Eagles was when Nigeria defeated Burkina Faso in 2013 final, coached by Stephen Keshi. That's a long time, guy. We approached this game against Egypt like it was a final game. Final game. NFF rushed to get us a foreign coach, whereas our own coaches always gives us joy. No doubt from my mind, Nigeria will do well in this tournament, but I'm afraid the foreign coach coming may destabilize this team thereafter. Okay. That's a bit harsh, okay?
I can understand why they say that. I can understand why. I think the players look up to Eguavon. This is someone they saw growing up as young boys. They had the tales of Eguavon. What did they know about Jose Peseiro?
Okay. Yeah,
we'll see. They don't have to know a lot about him. All they have to do is be professionals and follow his lead. Cecilia, more mails.
Yeah, there's more. Okay, Anieti, let me read this coming from Anieti SMA. It says, I thought it was a good game, but could have been better if we had taken all our chances in front of goal. We were a bit wasteful and lacked the composure to take those chances. That can be costly in a tense game. Our wingers need to work on the delivery in the box. But overall, it was a good performance by the guys in a long time. We can only build on this and go on to win the cup. Okay.
Do you want to take more before we wrap this segment up by asking Onome something?
Okay, Henry says, the Super Eagles were on fire yesterday. This is the type of team I want to see. God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria.
We'll read the others tomorrow.
Tomorrow, exactly, yeah, because we have the papers to review. Onome, so I understand the excitement. Everyone is buzzing. He just beat the Pharaohs of Egypt with Mo Salah, played a very good game. But are they not getting carried away? It's just one game.
You can understand that. You know, they did something that no team has done in the past 18 years, beat Egypt at the group stage. The last time they lost at the group stage was in January 2004, Algeria beating them. So when you do something like this, you can understand why they could get carried away. There was a lot of talk about Salah, but we know that aside Salah, we saw yesterday what did the Egyptians have to offer. But then again, we've come from a time under a manager where things haven't gone well for the Eagles. Many Nigerians have lashed the way the teams played, I inclusive. I didn't like the way they were exactly undergoing.
But they were getting results.
Yes. But yesterday, we saw something beyond the result. Organization. The guys were well organized. Everybody knew their job. Well, defending very well. Then also the press was actually very, very good, which is what we want from modern football. We saw that happening yesterday. So we've raised our game against a top side. Let's not relent against a lesser side like Sudan or Guinea-Bissau. We should also keep improving. Someone sent a message talking about the wingers, about them delivering the crosses very well. I don't think it's going to improve because you can't give more than what you have. But I think try and put the ball more on the ground because we saw that all those crosses were not working too well for us. So put the ball on the floor and let's walk the ball into the box and get goals.
So in essence, the fans can get carried away, but the players obviously cannot.
Exactly. Get the job
keep
done.
The eye on the ball. Keep your eye on the ball, guys.
Papers now. I'll start with Sporting Life. And Sporting Life right here. What Eguavon told Eagles. Shot Salah out. Play high press football. You mentioned that. Mark as soon as we lose the ball. Yes, coach says team will play every game like a final. Interesting. Ayana Cheston and shocks Pharaohs. Awazim test positive. Oh wow, that's not a good one. In isolation in the hotel, didn't watch Eagles tie. No wonder he didn't start the game. That's Chigozie Awazim. And Cruz played down Real Madrid's favorite tag. That's ahead of the Super Cup.
All right, let's go to complete sports. Iana Cho, Niger, not a carry last, of course. Definitely not against Egypt. Hails Eagles win over Egypt as massive. Of course, it is a massive result for Nigeria. Iana Cho gets Eagles off to winning starts. Obviously, a lot of these headlines are, dominated by Nigeria's performance. Aribo produces superb starts in AFCON win. Aribo definitely feels like an unsung hero in that game. him and Ndidi were immense, and they absolutely bossed the Egyptian midfield.
Did so well in the middle. I think I liked how, we know Aribo is a box-to-box man, so he drives the ball forward, comes back, but I like how he was driving play going forward. We've talked about maybe lacking a creative midfielder, but if you don't have that, maybe your box-to-box can help fill in, plug in those holes right there.
That's what they did.
Yeah, that's what they did yesterday. Ndidi doing his job well, shielding the defense. I think it was a very, very comfortable performance, very efficient play all around from the guys.
Sporting there. Sporting Sun is the last one here. Iheanacho wins man of the match. They're still on AFCON. Salah team Super Eagles for AFCON glory. Interesting. All right. Aribo's turning display sends social media into frenzy. They had a good game. Raw insists. Ndidi, Iheanacho, not yet Eagles stars. Okay, where is this coming from? Okay. Union Berlin expresses concern over Awuniyi's fitness. Really?
What's that about? We saw him play yesterday. He looked okay.
Oli says slams NFL for hiring Pesero. All right, gotta go. Thank
it's been great.
So much.
Hopefully the Super Eagles do the job done on Saturday against Sudan, get the win, and then we know that we're through to the second round. And like you said, every game like a final. That's what we want to see from the guys.
Yeah,
you're right. Anyways, thank you guys for watching as well too. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Tayo Salah.
I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Bye for now.